Hey, welcome back to Timpanogos Hypnotherapy, the podcast where we get deep into the mind, but without making it weird. I'm your host, Yoli Simons, a board-certified hypnotherapist, occasional overthinker, and someone who once cried during a meditation because I remember I left laundry in the washer for 3 days. Anyway, today's episode is OCD. No overly cute dresser, no organized, clean decorate. I'm talking real raw, actual, obsessive, compulsive disorder. This one's part myth busting, part storytelling, part brainy deep dive, and yes, we're gonna talk about how hypnotherapy fits in or doesn't. Spoiler, it's not all swinging watches and instant fixes. Let me tell you about someone I'll call Stove Lady. She walked into my office like a spy in hiding, sunglasses on, a scarf indoors, whispered like we were about to defuse a bomb. She goes, "I need you to hypnotize me, so I stop checking the stove. I do it 37 times. 37. It's ruining my life." Now listen, that might sound extreme to some of you, but if you live with OCD, that sounds like a casual Tuesday. She told me she'd miss work just to double, triple, quadruple check that the stove was off. She'd leave the house, lock the door, get halfway down the street, and boom, brain goes, "What if you left the burner on? And your house explodes, and it's your fault." And then the spiral begins. Now here is the funny part. At one point in our sessions, and this was her idea, we created a hypnotic visualization where the stove had a voice. Not just any voice. We gave it Morgan Freeman's voice. So every time she imagined turning it off, she heard,
"The flame is gone, Susan. You may go in peace."
And weirdly, that silly little moment stuck with her. It gave her brain a sense of finality, a way to anchor herself in safety. Now, did hypnotherapy cure her OCD? Nope. But did it help her manage the anxiety? Did it help her cut down from 37 checks to maybe 2? Hell yeah, it did. Let's hit pause for a second and talk about the big myth. People throw around OCD like it's an aesthetic. I'm OCD about my bookshelf. Ugh, I can stand mess. I'm totally OCD. That's no OCD. That's a preference. Or maybe just being a Virgo. OCD is when intrusive, unwanted thoughts invade your brain, like an annoying roommate who won't stop suggesting the worst case scenario. And then you feel this intense, sometimes overwhelming pressure to do something to neutralize it. Compulsions aren't always visible either. It's not just hand washing or checking the stove. It can be mental rituals, repeating phrases in your head, counting, praying, or avoiding situations entirely. And here is the kicker. People with OCD know their thoughts are irrational. They just can't turn them off. It's not quirky. It's exhausting. Now let's talk about where hypnotherapy comes in. According to the statistics, OCD affects 2.5 million adults, or 1.2% of the US population. Hypnotherapy can be a psychic, like Robin to Batman, or better yet, Alfred, calm, wise, and just shows up when you need emotional support. Here's how it helps. Reduces general anxiety that fuels OCD loops, improves emotional regulation, helps with sleep, which is huge for mental health, strengthens subconscious patterns of safety and calm. It's not like you can walk into my office and I will tell you you will no longer have obsessive thoughts, and that in 5 minutes, boom, you are fixed. That is not how brains work. Brains are petty. They need time and practice. With Stove Lady, we use hypnosis to practice imagining calm, closure, and trust, which include following my instructions in each session and doing some simple homework. All right, in the following part, you cannot be driving or using machinery. If you are, leave this part for later. But if you can rest, you can sit down or lie down, close your eyes and take a moment. Now, take a slow breath in and let it go. Picture your mind like a web browser. There are 56 tabs open. One of them is playing music, and you have no idea where it's coming from. Now, I want you to slowly start closing the ones labeled, "What if I didn't lock the door? What if this thought means I'm a bad person? What if something terrible happens because I didn't check?" You are safe. You checked. You did your best. And now, there is just one tab left. It says, "You are okay." So here is what I want you to take away from today. OCD is not a personality quirk. It's not being neat or liking order. It's a mental health condition, and a treatable one. Hypnotherapy is like a superhero. It's a solid sidekick when used right. If you or someone you love is struggling with OCD, talk to a board-certified hypnotherapist, especially someone with enough experience in this subject. That's where hypnotherapy might be your secret weapon. Thanks for listening to Timpanogos Hypnotherapy Podcast. And hey, if this episode helped you, confused you, or made you laugh at the idea of a stove that sounds like Morgan Freeman, share it, leave a review, or send it to someone who alphabetizes their canned foods and questions their sanity daily. Until next time, breathe deep, think kind thoughts, and remember, intrusive thoughts are no truths. They are just loud. You don't have to believe them.